Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to see all of your hungry and smiling faces again. Today, as promised, we're going to cook one of the best Chinese street foods, Gua Bao, or as some may call them, bao bun, which is not technically correct, as bao already means bun if translated from Chinese. So bao buns is basically bun bun. But whatever works, I guess, as long as we are talking about the same thing. Before we dive right into this recipe though, please take a moment and subscribe to my channel if you want to get updated with my upcoming recipes, culinary techniques, nutrition backgrounds, and product reviews. I would truly appreciate it and it would help me tons. Thank you. Okay, moving on. This recipe gets a bit tricky, I won't lie. Everything that requires baking skills is tricky, because baking is science. And one shall not mess with science. I'm just kidding.
Or am I?
No, really. Gua Baos are very easy to make, as long as you stick to the recipe and invest some time into it. So pay attention to details. And by time, I mean the time that buns take to proof and rise. The actual cooking time is not that long. Let's start and you'll see what I mean. For this recipe, we will need 2.5 tablespoons of sugar, 6 grams of traditional active dry yeast, 190 grams of soy milk, warm room temperature, 1 teaspoon of salt, 260 grams of bread flour, half a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, juice of half a lemon, and 24 grams of vegan non-dairy butter cut into small cubes and kept refrigerated. Yes, traditional bao buns are always typically served with pork belly and pickles. Pork belly is the meatless part of a fatty meat from the belly of the pig. Here, according to different nutrition programs, 100 grams of cooked pork belly fat contains about 300 calories, which is not unheard of, but from these 100 grams, about 1/4, from 20 to 25 grams, is fats. Fats can be good, right? But from these 20 grams, about 8 grams are saturated fats. Those fats that we should avoid at all costs for better health and slender figure. What's worse, pork belly contains about 55 to 82 grams of cholesterol. That cholesterol that increases our chances of high blood pressure, strokes, and other heart diseases. As you might have guessed, eating pork belly fat does not excite me too much. That's why we are going to cook our amazing gua baos today with barbecue seitan and quick pickles, because it's our food channel. Aww. And we can do here whatever we want, and we want healthy and vibrant food. First things first, let's bloom our yeast. If you are using quick rise yeast, you might not need to do it, but I'm using traditional dry yeast, and this guy needs from 5 to 10 minutes to bloom. But no worries, while the yeast is blooming, we will mix the rest of the ingredients. Take a large mixing bowl, place all the dry ingredients in and mix briefly with a whisk. Form a tunnel in the middle. That's where we'll pour in the bloomed yeast milk after a few minutes. How to understand that yeast is bloomed, you may ask? That's a fair question. You see, dry yeast is basically yeast in dormant state. So what we need to do here is to revive it, so it can do its thing in our bread making process, which is basically eating carbs and producing CO2 and alcohol. Yes, that's why bread expands in size while it rests. It's getting bloated with gas. You're welcome. So, what we are looking for here is for the small yeast balls to expand and float up towards the surface of the liquid. We also add some yeast food, sugar in other words, in this case, in order to speed up the process. Once the surface of the ball is covered with those fatty yeast balls, we are good to move on to the next stage. Now it's time to add our yeasty liquid and lemon juice into the funnel. I'm going to use 10 mixer here, but sometimes it's not the best idea when using such small amounts. We will see. Start mixing on low speed. Once the dough is more or less combined, after about 5 minutes into mixing, start adding cold butter cubes in and mix for about 5 minutes or until all the butter is incorporated into dough. Form a small ball with your dough. Place it into a lightly oiled bowl, I just used the same one. Cover tightly with a plastic wrap and let it proof for about an hour and a half in a warm room temperature, so it doubles in size. While our bao is resting, we can pickle our veggies and barbecue our seitan. If you want a video of how to make quick pickles or barbecue sauce, let me know in the comment section below. It's super easy and I would be happy to share this with you. Meanwhile, today I'm going to show you how to barbecue seitan. Click the link above or in the comments below, in the description below, with my link to seitan recipe. Place all the seitan strips on the rack. Make sure you have a tray under, you'll see why later. Cover them heavily with barbecue sauce on the top side. Place in a preheated oven at 400 Fahrenheit. After about 15 to 20 minutes, take the seitan out. Turn the strips upside down, cover the other side with the barbecue sauce, and put it right back. After another 15 to 20 minutes, your barbecue seitan should be ready. Take it out and let it cool a bit. Okay, our bao dough has proofed enough by now. Take it out of the bowl and right onto a flour dusted surface. Divide into small balls of 25 grams each. Line them up on the dusted tray with intervals. Cover loosely with plastic wrap to allow for expansion and let them proof further for another half an hour. Look at our boughs, they're all so grown up now. Beautiful! Okay, let's move on. Take a rolling pin and roll out our boughs into small discs, about half a centimeter in height. You can also do it by hand. Smooth their top surface with melted butter or oil and fold into two with a buttery surface in the middle. This will ensure that the two sides won't stick to each other while steaming. Line up all our beautiful boughs on the Chinese wooden steamer. Don't forget to put parchment papers under each bao. Set up your steamer and cook your boughs for about 10 minutes. Voila! Our gorgeous boughs are ready. Let's put some barbecue seitan and pickles in and try them out immediately. Oh wow, look at that. They look so beautiful. Well, and not as white as expected, but that's because of the butter that I used. Let's try one. Really good, really crispy. Do you want one? Okay. Here you are. That was worth the waiting. Okay, have another 23 boughs to go. Thank you guys for watching this video. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel now. If you do, YouTube will notify you about my upcoming videos. Speaking of which, don't miss my new video about delicious and crispy Dutch oven bread. Okay, bye for now and see you soon.